Today we talk with historians, local leaders, and residents in this neighborhood, all who say that this is a historic home and they want to preserve it. They say it has ties to the Underground Railroad. But we talk with the city also today, and they're saying something different.
We have got to mark our history. This is, I think, important to recognize this.
Residents in this Upper Manhattan neighborhood say a historic home is in danger of being demolished.
We discovered it has extraordinary links to the abolitionist and anti-slavery movement.
This house is tied to American history, both slavery and abolition.
Local leaders and historians joined people who live in this Washington Heights neighborhood Friday outside of 857 Riverside Drive, saying the property has been around since the 1800s and has ties to the Underground Railroad.
This building may be our last remaining link to the abolition movement, certainly in this community. Everything else has been torn down.
The Department of Buildings tells Pix 11 there was a request to demolish the home back in August, but as of now, it's not slated to be torn down because the application is incomplete. Still, the city is rejecting it as a landmark. The Landmarks Preservation Commission says claims that it was used as part of the Underground Railroad are speculative, adding after a careful review, it was determined, quote, that it did not merit consideration due to its extensive alterations. Because of these alterations, the house at 857 Riverside Drive retains neither the historic appearance nor historic fabric from the time when abolitionist activities were occurring in New York City, approximately 1830 to 1865.
This is the only place north of 29th Street that existed at its time.
The Underground Railroad was organized by a network of activists who helped enslaved African Americans flee north to freedom through the Civil War. Those who gathered here today say failure to preserve the property that was owned by an abolitionist condones a systemic bias when it comes to designating landmark status in communities of color, adding landmarks that celebrate Black history aren't being given proper consideration.
This is part of who we are as New Yorkers. This was the home of an abolitionist community that has been long forgotten.
And residents we talk with here today say they just want some time to research this property and understand the significance of it. We are live in Upper Manhattan tonight. Jennifer Bisram, Pix 11 News.